The next thing is where to buy everything. Well, where to buy everything? Because there's a lot of stuff you're going to have to buy. A lot of stuff you're not going to have to buy. Okay, here's where to buy everything. This is the order I go to buy everything. And I don't kid you, that's where I go. That's my first stop is eBay. Because I like it. It's America's marketplace, and I like it. For the most part, people on eBay are forthright. They're okay. You do get some scams, you do get some bad people, but for the most part, you're okay. And if you use PayPal, which is what eBay accepts, you always have that outlet. PayPal will always have your back. You got a problem with eBay, PayPal's got your back. In 22 years, I've had maybe 3 problems, maybe 4 with eBay, and PayPal's got my back. They're good. So that's where I look. I look to them for everything. Everything. The other place, as far as the place, I like flea markets. You can touch it, you can feel it, you can smell it, you can lift it, and I like and you can negotiate for it. All the tables and chairs here, flea markets. I like flea markets. And I like the eclectic look. Now, when you go on the Facebook page, they don't like the eclectic look. They want to buy 15 tables that are the same, and they want to buy 50 chairs that are the same to go with those tables. That's okay if that's what you want to do. Like I said, I was born of ignorance, so I didn't know. That table there, where she's sitting, that table opens up with 3 leaves, and it comes to 6 feet long. That was from my house when I was single, back in the 70s. That was my dining room table. So it traveled with me because it's a good utility table. And other than that, these are all flea market tables and chairs. One of them, my friend George was getting rid of. He gave it to me, but for the most part, that's what they are, flea market stuff. That one over there, see how thick that marble is on top of that one in the corner? What a table that is. I went to a store and they didn't want it. And that table's heavy, I mean heavy. That table's very, very heavy. And they didn't want it, and I got it for $75, the table. And then I bought the chairs for it, but that was pretty good. I was pretty happy with that. Okay, so equipment, where to buy everything. There's other places besides, we're talking equipment, we're not talking supplies now. So the equipment, you can get, there's a few places. I only use eBay. I like eBay. But there are other places. There's a place called rci.com. And there's pciauctions.com. Those are places, they're restaurant or supply places where you can bid. However, these days, most towns and cities have restaurants, used restaurant equipment supply places where you can go and look at it, check it, plug it in, check it out, test it, whatever it is. And they'll have stuff like 3-bay sinks, and the mop sink is strictly a Home Depot laundry tub. That's all that is. And the hand sink is $60 in the box from Home Depot. And of course you need a plumber, but so what? The stainless steel tables, I get at Sam's Club. I've got 1, 2, 3 of them, and really all you need is 1. I started with 1, then I went to 2, and somehow I wound up with 3, and the third one I don't need it, so we stuck it behind the coffee bar.
Have you ever worked with Turnkey Parlor?
Speak up.
Turnkey Parlor?
Turnkey Parlor. Oh, okay, you're going to get me in trouble, but here's the deal. You all get emails from Turnkey Parlor, right? The fellow who, it's in North Carolina or Tennessee, one of those. The fellow who owns it is Neil Aspinall. Now, when I first met Steve used to have people doing guest spots in his video. he would have the guy from the leasing company, and he would have a guy from iRice, and he would have different guest people. That's how I started. I was a guest on the show. Anyway, one of the people who was a regular was Neil, who owns Turnkey Parlor. Turnkey Parlor performs a pretty good service. They buy shops like Cold Stone goes out of business. They buy the whole store, and then they piece it out, and they sell it online. Good business. And what Neil used to do is he would fly down here, do a guest spot, and then hang around, play golf or whatever, like a mini vacation, and then fly back or drive back. Well, once, or maybe more than once, Neil was on the video promoting his used equipment. And he said, oh yeah, batch freezers? We got tons of used batch freezers. And, Steve freaked out. Steve's not selling his used batch freezers, he's selling brand new machines. I think once he said that he has used Emery Thompson batch freezers. So Steve talked to him, and he said, you can't do that. And he said, but that's my business. He said, well, you can't say you sell used batch freezers. And Neil wouldn't access to this. He wouldn't succumb. So that was the end of him. And I took his place. So now I'm on there. But anyway, that's Turnkey. Now I get emails from him maybe once a week, and I always open them up. I want to see what he's got. Sometimes, here's another piece of equipment you don't need. Okay. On this website, on this Facebook page, you're going to see did I answer your question? Okay. On this Facebook page, everybody got hopped up recently, about 2 weeks ago, over milkshake machines. Hamilton Beach, 5-station, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the blades, and they've been making them for years and years and years, so they're around, used ones. And they have good motor. Hamilton Beach makes a good one. And so you can't help it, but maybe I should get one, Ooh. Now, for my milkshakes, which we'll make later, what do I use? I use the Ninja. It's the greatest milkshake maker in the world. But I thought, maybe to have one of these. So I went and bought a used Hamilton Beach double. And here's the problem. They're not made for hard ice cream. They're made for soft ice cream. Because you know what it has? It has a spindle with that little round thing that has waves in it. That's not going to make you a milkshake. When I first tried it, I put my stuff in there, and I put the ice cream in there, and I turned it on, and it went all over the place. So I packed it. I think I still have it, but I might have given it to somebody in the class. Anyway, you don't need that. It's another thing you don't need. A Ninja is great. If you're so busy, we sometimes do 20 milkshakes in a night. If you're so busy that you think you need another one, buy another Ninja. It's the greatest. Today I'll show you how to make a milkshake in the Ninja. It's perfect. It's the greatest machine. Okay, so where to buy everything? People are going to want to go to Webstaurant. Just remember the shipping. Calculate that into your cost. It's a killer. Supplies. This is important. Write down this word. DANNCY. That's vanilla. Dancy vanilla. And it comes, I get it on eBay. There's a lady who smuggles it across the border from Mexico into Texas, and she sells it. I've been dealing with her for 10 years. And the 1 liter plastic bottles. I've got at least a dozen. I always have a dozen of those. 1 liter plastic bottles in a case of 12 used to be $45 and $30 shipping. So it was $75 for 12 liters, which is like $6.20 a bottle for vanilla. And it's pure vanilla. It's great. It's Mexican vanilla. It's not a Madagascar vanilla or Tahitian vanilla, but it's good. I've been using it for 10 years. I still use it. every day. When I can't use my own made vanilla all the time, I run out of it. You know, I use 1 ounce per gallon, per quart. Never make that much vanilla yourself, so I use Dancy. It's really good vanilla. It's affordable. She ships it to you right away. I don't make any money on it, but it's good vanilla. When we start making ice cream today after lunch, I'll bring out a couple of bottles. You can smell it, you can look at it, you can shoot the label. It comes in clear or dark. For some reason, I just get the dark. To me, vanilla should be dark, so I get the dark. You could get some clear for your white ice creams, you know, whatever you're making, vanilla ice cream or chocolate chip ice cream or whatever. But Dancy is really good. You know that I use, and you just go on eBay and put vanilla and you'll find it. I use a lot of the Ghirardelli chocolate powders, the white and the dark. And that I get from a company, I've just always used them. They're good. They don't charge me shipping. It's called SeriousChai.com. SeriousChai.com. And they sell a lot of stuff. I only get this from them because that's all I need. But they also sell the Tyranny flavors. And you'll see, you'll go on it. It's a fun site, and they don't charge shipping. I guess there's a minimum on it, but a box of the chocolate is over $100 anyway, so you're good there.
Where do you find the malt powder?
Stay in your lane, bro. We'll get there. The other, these are the places I use now. You can use them or not. CubanFoodMarket.com, and they're in Miami, and I use them for canned coconut. Have you heard of Goya? The foods Goya? Goya is the same exact company as Ancel, A-N-C-E-L. So when I want the coconut, the only place I can find it here, we have a Latin supermarket called Bravo in Florida. And it's strictly Latin foods. It's as big as any supermarket, but it's Latin foods. And I like shopping there, but they're not real close by. But they sell the canned coconut, but it's just as easy to buy it from Cuban Food Market. And you will need canned coconut because that'll be a flavor you're going to want to make. It's a great flavor. Restaurant Depot I go to at least once every 2 weeks. I try to go there every Sunday. And they have everything. And it'll cost you because you buy bigger quantities, but that's okay. The malt powder is Restaurant Depot, but malted milk balls and any bulk candy you want, a place called Bayside Candy. They're in Bayside, New York. Bayside Candy, they sell good bulk candies. I make an ice cream, malted milk ball ice cream. And unfortunately, the recipe you'll see, you're going to have the recipe, you have it already. It calls for 20 cups of malted milk balls. That's a lot of malted milk balls. So I buy them from Bayside where they come in big plastic bags, and they're the good ones, they're not junk. I don't make that much because 20 cups of malted milk balls in the Ninja, frozen and then going into the Ninja, that's a lot of work. Not that I'm lazy, but I'm lazy sometimes. All right, those are the people I use. I don't use Webster. I know that that's the first place you're going to go. I don't use them. I don't like their policy on this shipping, especially shipping to residential. They want proof that you're not a business, and they just charge an awful lot for shipping. When you add the cost of shipping into the cost of the product, you can get it other places much less, I think. And you don't really need to order stuff like that online. What would you order that you need? The Cambro containers and lids, Restaurant Depot. What else would you order from Webster on? Okay, done. Others of storing the product. That's the next page. Storing the product. We're moving. I know I'm getting hungry too. Storing the product. That's a silly page because you just store it where you can. I don't keep a lot of stuff, as you see in the back. I keep staples, not really staples, candy. I always have M&Ms. I always have Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. I always have Oreo cookies, and I always have Nestle Crunch. Those are the ones I always have, because you can always whip up some ice cream with them, and it'll be damn good. So those I always have. I always have cans of coconut. I always have Nutella. And I always have bottles of Tyranny. When I order Tyranny, I order a lot, because it doesn't go bad. And you can always, I have Tyranny that I've never made ice cream from. I have salted caramel Tyranny. I don't know what that's going to taste like, but it's probably going to be good. So I have a case of it. Whenever I order some stuff that I haven't had yet. Because I believe in Tyranny. It's good stuff. And I don't make any money on them or anything. It's just good stuff. So storing it, if you don't have a lot of room, you guys think I have a big back room for storage. I'm amazed, because it's closing in every month, every year. But like I said, when I started, I used shelving systems for storage and dividing my store. I didn't care what was on it. I didn't care if people saw Nutella on there. It's fine. But of course, I only use good stuff. You won't find Schmorios on my shelves. So when I had shelves out front, it had Oreos, and it had M&Ms, and it had good stuff. And that's almost a point of pride. People see, wow, this guy uses the good stuff. Because it's easy to, your competitors won't. They're going to use junk. When you go to the frozen yogurt stores and you see all that laid out, you look at the M&Ms. You don't see an M on them, because they're Schmem&Ms. Okay, food on hand. Everyone have a Costco, BJ's, or Sam's Club by them? Everybody does, right? So between Costco, BJ's, Sam's Club, Restaurant Depot, Walmart, and Publix, and Bravo, because you know I profess supermarketing. So that's where I shop. I shop where people shop who buy stuff for their house. I'm not a big fan of using ice cream supply houses to get my stuff.
Where do you buy your cups that you serve out of? The lids and everything?
There's two companies. One of them used to be called Dade Paper, D-A-D-E Paper, and they're down in South Florida. But now they've expanded. They go all the way up, I think, to Jersey. So just ask for Google Dade Paper. It's now called Dade something. They bought another company, but it's still Dade Paper. I'll get it for you. And he came to me when I had the little thing in the back. He walked in, the rep Vince, and he said, "You need anything?" I said, "I don't use much of anything." He said, "Don't worry about it." And I said, "I could use like 100 cups, and a case is 1,000." And he said, "No problem. I'll keep the rest of my house for when you need them." He was that good. So still today, loyalty, I use him. And I use him for Fabuloso, I use him for trash bags, I use him for cups, I use him for spoons.
Now, what if we wanted to print our logo on the cup? Do they do that?
Let's talk about that for a minute, okay? Let's talk about that. Hang on. Let's talk about that. So you got a pocket full of money, do you, Amanda? Let's talk about where you're going to throw it. How about cups with our logo on it? Oh, how great is that? Well, let's think about it. So people walk into your shop, they buy an ice cream, oh, it has their logo on it, and they sit down and they eat the ice cream, and then within about 7 minutes, that cup is in the trash. It's 100% waste of money. 100%. It's totally a waste of money. It does you no good. It makes you no money. You think they're going to remember your name because of the cup? They'll remember your name because this is where they're sitting. I'm in Mystic Ice Cream now. A cup with your name on it, when it's going right in the trash. I can't see it at all. At all. Can you give me one reason why it might be a benefit?
I just wonder, what about a pint? If you do a pint, it's going to be in their fridge, they would see it when they open it.
I don't buy it. If they come to your store and they buy a pint, and boy, this is great ice cream. Let me see, where'd we get that? Oh, no, they know where they got it. They know it's good ice cream. Putting your name on that, it's a disposable. It becomes trash real quick. It's a waste of money.
But younger people usually share a picture,
Instagram,
Facebook,
yeah.
and stuff. Of course, they can upload
So they're going
the
to take a
location.
picture of it and send it away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put a
Of
label
course.
on it.
What about events,
Cheaper.
like sporting events and stuff like that? If you have a trailer or something.
Okay, so
I guess that's
let me tell you, unless you're doing an event at Yankee Stadium, I think you're wasting your money. As far as the social media, taking a picture of the cup, to me, the best marketing is word of mouth.
Yeah, agreed.
And I know the social media is a big thing, but do you think they're going to take a picture and you think that's going to convince somebody? Or will Joanne, let me tell you, the best ice cream, you go to this guy down, blah, blah, blah. Amanda's place. She's got the best ice cream ever. That'll carry much more weight. Besides, in a minute, I'm going to tell you how to get every customer back in your store. Okay, so deliveries. If you can, remember the floor drain? If you have an option, take a floor drain. If you have an option, have a back door. It's really good. I don't have a back door. So when we get deliveries, which are usually Tuesday night and Thursday night, and those nights the place is crowded, they wheel in, moving everybody aside, they bring it to the back, they wheel it in. I don't care. But if you have a choice, back door, no back door, think about a back door. It's a good thing to have. Okay, let's go to legal. Who hasn't, let's go this way. Who has set up a company already? 1, 2, 3. And what'd you do, an LLC or an S Corp? LLC. S Corp,
LLC.
LLC. Okay, my advice is really simplistic. I use LegalZoom. Remember Robert Shapiro from the OJ case? He started a company called LegalZoom. You've seen it advertised on TV. It's as good as they advertise. One phone call or one email, and you're a company. And they send you a bill. It costs you about $160, and you're in. They register you. They give you, I have them hold the paperwork because I don't want to have my corporate papers or any of that crap here. Let them hold it. And they do. But you can set up an S Corp or an LLC. You can do a partnership, but really the LLC seems to be the way to go. In the 90s, I had S Corp. And what that simply means is that you're allowed to combine your personal money with your business money, and therefore you save money by the deductions you're allowed when you do your taxes. In an LLC, they take it one step further. Not only can you combine the two, but you can't be touched. Your personal stuff can't be touched. If there's a problem with money, they can't take it from your personal stuff. So it's all okay. I don't really worry too much about it. One thing though, if you keep the papers or don't go to LegalZoom, you better remember every year to renew. Because if you forget to renew, it's an enormous cost to do that, unless you change the name. I forgot once, and it was $600 in the 90s because I forgot to renew. So with LegalZoom, they send me an email, send them the money, bless you. Give them a credit card, send them the money, however, and you're done. Apparently they'll back you up or answer questions. I never have any of that. But LegalZoom is a good deal. It's a good place to go. Being a company. How many of you have business cards yet? Did you have them made up? Can I see them? Can I see a business card? You don't have any?
Oh, well, that's my personal card.
All right, a good excuse. Here's why I collect business cards. Because being a company means that you've elevated yourself a little bit. Instead of being Joe on the street, you're now Joe Incorporated on the street, and you're a company. And I've seen a lot of cards, just a few here. Okay, not this one. Okay, here's a business card. The name of the company is the Texas Smasher. These are ice cream companies, by the way. The Texas Smasher. And it says there, Rosie somebody, owner, underneath with a phone number. Okay. There's another one, Matty Ice, M-A-T-T-Y, Matty Ice. And it says here, so-and-so, owner/creator. Now there's one, the name of the company is Paradise, I-C-E, Paradise, something. I can't even make it out. What does that say? Oh, look who I'm asking. What does that say? Paradise what?
Cream.
Paradise Cream. Oh, I get it. Paradise Cream. Okay. And then under the name, he has his name in big type, and then under it says Ice Cream Artisan. Now we have one, and this one is, I can't even, it's the shape of a lemon. Here's a company, Snow Boogers. Snow Boogers. And the name is, let's see. Okay, it says a creative and unique dessert and snowball shop called Snow Boogers. And then this one is Sugar Makery. Sugar Makery. And has the name and it's of two people, and it says owners. Here's my point. You sell ice cream. You sell $5 ice creams. You're not a CEO. You're not an artisan. You sell ice cream. Your name doesn't have to be on the card. Who cares who owns the place? And who cares what your title is? Are you a creamery manufacturing? No, you sell ice creams. Keep it real. It's easy when you're a company, the first thing you want are these cards, and you want, oh, let me see. Jeff Marco, owner in charge, CEO, artisan. I'm important now. Let your actions speak for themselves. Just my opinion. You can do whatever you want, but I think it's a sign of total insecure phoniness to go with these things, to call yourself the CEO of Moo Cow Creamery. You sell ice creams. They're $5. Enjoy going to the bank on Monday. Don't worry about your title. Don't worry about any of that crap, who you are. You're an ice cream artisan? Who gives a shit? Really. You call yourself an ice cream artisan. Big effing deal. You sell $5 ice creams. Keep it real. That's just my opinion. Keep it real. Now, coincidentally, Snow Boogers,
He's out of business.
she's the one who bought my machine. Snow Boogers. But the names of your place, I think you'd be in a far greater place up the road putting those two words in the name of your place. A creamery, if you see a sign on the road for a creamery, you're not stopping because you figure there's cows in there. It's a creamery. What's a creamery? I want to buy ice cream. If it's, Snow Boogers, I'm not stopping there. Sugar Makery. Sugar Makery.
Sounds like candy.
Yeah, who cares? Sugar Makery. Give me a break. I mean, really. And this one, Paradise Cream. Paradise Cream. Mm-hmm. Paradise Cream. I don't know, I just want some ice cream. And he's the ice cream artisan. I expect to walk in and he's in a smock, with ice cream on his smock and a big brush in his hand. He's creating some ice cream. He's an artisan. Matty Ice. You know what this is to me? This is ego. And ego's a dangerous thing. Remember, what's your goal here? What's your goal? Your goal is to retire comfortably, isn't it? Right? make a boatload of money, and buy a house at the beach. That's your goal. So who cares? You remember that old saying, you can call me anything, but don't call me late for dinner? Well, that's true. Who cares what, you're an ice cream artisan? Oh, I almost did it. What, you knew? Really?
I kind of know where you go. with that.
Okay. Anyway, you're the CEO of Fred's Ice Cream? Come on. First of all, why do you need your name on the card? Ego. That's all it is, ego. And why don't you call your place Amanda's Ice Cream? Ego. Because I want it to be Amanda's Rosy Creamery. I'm not singling you out for that. But that's all. Why is my place called Mystic Ice Cream? Because I was watching Mystic Pizza on TV, and I thought, well, that'll make a good name. It didn't matter. And if I had it to do over again, I would call the place Village Ice Cream. That's all. Village Ice Cream. But ice cream better be in the title of your shop. It should be in the title of your shop. Otherwise, you're going to be working uphill instead of working downhill. If ice cream is in the name boldly, not just, blah, 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 ice cream. Just a guy who took my class lived in Chicago. What was his first? Mike. His name was Mike, and he didn't know what his name should be for his ice cream store in Chicago. So I said, Chicago, anybody familiar with Chicago? Great, great place. All little neighborhoods. It's just a great, great city. Anyway, I said, call it Mike's Ice Cream. He said, oh, no, I couldn't do it. I said, call it Mike's Ice Cream. And today, if you go to Chicago, Mike's Ice Cream is big. It's big. Mike's Ice Cream. Doesn't it sound good? Where you going? Let's go to Mike's for ice cream. Mike's for ice cream. Mike's Ice Cream. It's great. In the last class, we had Rosalinda, and I said, Rose's Ice Cream. She said, oh, no, Rose's Ice Cream. It sounds neighborhoody, homemade. It sounds good. So she finally succumbed to Rose's Homemade Ice Cream. And I think that's even better. Rose's Homemade Ice Cream. It's perfect. Don't forget, you're going to make the best ice cream in the world. You don't have to, get crazy about it. You have quiet confidence after today. You're going home knowing, wow, out of all the places I eat ice cream, I make the best. Isn't that good? It's good enough. So just put the name ice cream in and keep your name out of things and don't give yourself a silly title. Again, just me. You do what you want. Okay, insurance. This is a no-brainer. $100 a month, and let someone handle it, and that's it. You can pay it quarterly, semi-annually, or annually. It's $100 a month, where however you slice it. $1,100 a year, $1,200 a year, $1,000 a year, $1,300 a year. That's what it is.
That's protection for your shop and workers?
Everything, and liability.
Okay.
And liability. I've had people slip here, and we have $1 million liability, and it's $100 a month. One guy cracked his head open when he fell off the stage. Fell off my illegal height stage. But he didn't do anything. But I think I would have been all right there.
I like your story about the milk crates.
Well, you know about it, right?
I read your book. I read what you sent home with us.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, there it is, milk crates, that's my stage. And the inspector did come in, and he had his buddy with a clipboard. He said, you can't have that. And I said, what do you mean? He said, I said, they're stronger than any wood you'll come up with. So he got on the stage, jumped up and down, and then looked at the clipboard guy and said, it'll do. And that was it. All right, insurance, that's it. Just make sure you have it. Put a liability on it, it's $100 a month, which is a bargain, actually. In the cost of doing business arena, $100 a month to know that you don't have to worry about anything. Somebody sues you, they eat a nail in your ice cream. Okay, here's the cost of the place right here. Going to make it back in the next 5 minutes. Whoa, what's that all about? Advertising and promotion, you there?
Yeah.
Okay. New customers, you're going to get new customers just because you sell that product. What product? Ice cream. You're going to get new customers. If you can put a sign on the road, wherever you are, ice cream arrow. That's all you got to do to get new customers. Believe me, they'll come in every hour as long as you're open. Ice cream with a red arrow pointing towards your store. You don't have to put Josie's ice cream. You don't have to put Fran's Creamery with it. Just put those two, ice cream, bingo, arrow. Forget the ego. Park the ego. It's, you know, when you go to the bank on Mondays, that's your ego. So ice cream will get you new customers. Word of mouth will get you new customers. How do you keep them? How do you get them coming back? Did you all notice? Did you all notice the wheel above the register? Did you notice what the prizes are on the wheel? There's good prizes. You get a mug, a t-shirt, you get a little bag, anything with my name on it you can get. Did you notice what the top prize was on the wheel? No. Free ice cream for a year.
One time a week.
Free ice cream for a year. You know what that does? It creates insanity. Every time, it does. Every time people come in, they get a wheel card with a punch on it. We give so many away that they're pre-punched at the register with 1 or 2 punches. This one has 2 punches in it. The punches are irregular punches. Stars, snowflakes, footprints, half moons, things like that. When you get 10, it used to be 8. When you get 10, you get to spin the wheel. Are there any duds on the wheel? Any losers? No, you don't want that. Oh, this place sucks. I ain't coming here. No, every prize is good, but it's the top prize that keeps them coming back. If you're here tonight when we're open, which you should because you can go behind the counter, you can watch the place, whatever. If you're here tonight, you look at people coming in the door, 10 out of 10 have a card in their hand, unless this is their first time here. And if it's their first time here, when they get to the register, do I get one of those cards? Because everybody knows, free ice cream for a year. Now, when I first opened up, I did this. Very first time I opened up, I did this. And my friend George said to me, "You're crazy." He's a straight numbers guy. He said, "You're crazy. That'll cost you $350 a person, and if you have 17 slots on the wheel, every 17 people, you're going to be giving away free ice cream a year every 3 times a night, on average." I said, "Yeah."
$6
Huh?
It's only $6 a night.
It's the greatest thing I ever did. If you ask how come we're successful, I go right to this card. Because everybody wants it. When they spin the wheel, while the wheel is spinning, the girls have bells back there, and all the bells are going off, and they're yelling, and everybody who's in here goes like this. They want to see, and if they win free ice cream for a year, I make it a point that it gets known to everybody in the store. And it happens every night. Every night somebody wins it. And we always have about 40 people, because when they win it, they fill out an index card with their name, the date they started. And it goes in a card file. And every time they come in with their card with it written on the back, they give it to the girl at the register. She takes their file card out and writes the date with a plus or a minus. What does the plus or minus mean? Did they spend money or not? Did they spend any money or not? And they all have pluses. Nobody comes here alone. We're not the sort of place. Ice cream isn't where you go alone. You always have somebody with you. And what happens when they win? They go home. What do? Joanne, guess what? Free ice cream for a year. All right, you want to go tomorrow? Okay, I'll pick you up. That's what happens. It spreads like wildfire.
But
Plus,
the
every...
person that wins gets the free ice cream.
Correct.
Not her purse that she brings.
Right. That's why there's a plus or a minus on the card. If she brings somebody, somebody will pay for ice cream. So if they spend money, and usually when somebody gets free ice cream for a year, they come with a group, 4 or 6 people, always.
And they only get to spend.
What?
They only get to spend after they get one card complete punch.
When you fill the card, you spin the wheel. And the other prize is a T-shirt. These T-shirts are nice. I mean, we sell the T-shirts for $12. You get an apron, you get a mug, you get a tote bag, you get a gift card for free ice cream. You get something good. All the things on the wheel are good stuff. They're all good. Unfortunately, if they don't hit the big one, they go, I only want a T-shirt. But it's a good T-shirt. It's a good quality shirt.
Still marketing.
It's still marketing. Everything I do is marketing. But this, if you ask me, this is the success of the store. Now, you're not going to do it. You're going to be too afraid to do it.
Wait, do you mean a loyalty program or the free?
This is his loyalty program, though.
But I'm saying, are you saying like strictly by itself, just a loyalty program, or like a free?
I don't know what that
So a
means.
loyalty program is, so instead of doing the wheel and getting free items, after you hit 10, you would get, a free ice cream.
Right.
So you're saying just a loyalty program?
I think that all was ridiculous. When you go to buy a sub, a hero sandwich, a sub, whatever you call it, and they always have a card. After 8, you get a free sub. And I go home saying, who cares? Even if you get a free sub, all right, today's my free one. It doesn't really mean much to me. But to gamble, first of all, gambling. Woo! But free ice cream for a year. Now, it used to be free ice cream once a week for a year. I changed that about 4 months ago. And I said, let them come in whenever they want. They want ice cream every day? Come on in. Come on in. I don't care. You're going to make money on them because nobody comes here alone. So if they're going to come in 3 times a week, they're coming in with somebody else. And that's a good thing. So you won't do it. I don't think there's one of you here who will do it.
Are they allowed to buy it and take it with them, or must they eat it inside?
I don't care what they do with it.
Well, I'm just saying, if they buy it by themselves, you sort of lose the,
Nobody comes. Don't forget, to come here, there's no other stores. You got to get in your car, come here. Nobody's coming in here, give me a ice cream and then leaving. Very rarely. If they do, they sit outside and eat it. But nobody here is going to do this because you're going to be a little afraid. The wheel is only $60, $70 on eBay. A guy in New York, anybody makes them. By the way, write this down. If you want a wheel, they're called prize wheels on eBay. Prize wheels. And you can get them with 4 spaces, 20 spaces. Like I said, I didn't know, so I picked this one. It looked like enough spaces to me. And there's 17 on here. And what I did was on the computer, I printed all those things and I stuck them on with Scotch tape. And once in a while, I balance the wheel. It goes out of balance. But you put a dime on it and it balances. You tape it on the back or whatever it is. There must be a couple of dimes on it. And that's it. It's the Mystic Wheel. And these cards, I print them on the computer. Rose laminates them here, and we punch them. It's so stupid. It's so simple. It'll make your business. Everybody who leaves, oh man, 3 more, I get to spin that wheel. I'm going for free ice cream for a year, man. I can have ice cream every day if I want. Free. Unbelievable.
It's every day, not once a week?
Anytime they want. Anytime they want.
Wow.
The girls fought me on that. But I said, no, anytime they want to come in, they can come in.
They get the same amount, meaning like,
A $6 cup
Yeah.
no, I'm saying they get the same.
Or a shake.
amount, or-
or a shake.
So you say you sell ice cream, but really you're a casino/bar.
Right. Right. Just the last thing I'll say on this, because I could talk about this for an hour. Do it. Do it. You can always take it out and not do it because the next customer won't know. Where's the wheel? Oh, we're having it repaired. Forget. Just do it. This alone will make your business.
Do you find any issues that you have a physical card instead of people just putting in their phone number?
Too high tech for me. I'm old school. And you know what? People cheat. You can buy any of these things at Michael's Crafts. We don't use regular round ones, but you can buy the stars. That's where we get them at Michael's Crafts. So you can buy them there and go home and punch away. You can even make up your own cards and punch away. Be my guest. Be my
I think
guest.
some of the point of sale systems have it to where you can run promotions.
Yeah, I'm not a POS guy. I'm old school, and you know what? I sell $5 ice creams. I'm a little guy in a little store trying to sell $5 ice creams so people will be happy eating dessert. That's all. Keep it simple. But keep it simple and do this, and man, you'll see your customers multiply like crazy. It's stupid how good this is. I take credit for it, but anybody can think of this. It's the top product. The wheel, everybody has a wheel. Oh, you spin this. I get pizza down at NYPD, and they have a wheel. You know that?
We saw it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You were in NYPD. Good pizza, isn't it? Yeah, very good. But they have a wheel. So what's the wheel? You fill your card, you can spin, you get a free pizza. Who cares? But imagine free pizza every day for your life. Whew, I'm in. But they won't do that. I've never seen anybody do this. And yet, I credit our whole success to that wheel. Absolutely. Everybody who leaves here with one of these. Everybody. Even if they say they're snowbirds and they're going up north, they leave with a card because they'll give it to somebody. It'll make the rounds. And everybody who walks in, they got it. They got their card. And they're like this at the register. When they come to the register, they give you this before they give you the money. They want this thing done. And sometimes you see at the register, oftentimes, okay, who are you paying for? I'll pay for them too. You know, they come with 4 people. I got it. They want the punches. They want 4 punches on their card. They're almost halfway there. Eek. Now I started with 8. And at 8, it was very exciting. People were spinning all night. It was great. But I went to 10 maybe 2 years ago. But why are we successful? This is, in my opinion, 70% of why we're successful is right here. So that's it. You can take one of these if you want. They're at the register. Help yourself. Take one, and just make them. It costs you nothing to make them. The wheel costs you $60, $70, and it has either a counter, stand up. What am I? A stand, right? A stand, or it mounts on the wall, and that's it. Once in 10 years, I replaced the little clicker, the little rubber thing. That's it. But it's perfect. And God, they all, you watch tonight. By the way, you know the part of the class, you can stay tonight when we're open. You can put an apron on, go behind the counter. You can even serve ice creams or make shakes if you want. Or you can just watch. It's part of the deal. But you watch. If you come, even if you come and just sit here, just listen for the wheel, the bells will ring, and look for the cards, because everybody has one. Everybody has one. That's powerful stuff. So that's it for that. Just do it. New customers become regulars. Regulars become multi-customers. I used to do, this was working so well that I thought, let's do a pint card. You buy 6 pints and you get to spin the wheel. But we don't sell pints. That didn't last long. All right. This is the last very important topic we have. It's called product, make it or buy it. Now, you know that I buy ice cream from another company. Well, let's see how that works out. By the register, sir, there's a yellow invoice. Would you bring that up? Okay, so ice cream. Let's see how much it costs to make it. No yawning now. This is good stuff. All right. What do you need? You need your mix, right?
Butterscotch ice cream.
So the mix cost how much? A box of mix. That's it.
$45.
That's it. $45. So let's say a bladder costs $23. Screw it. Let's say a bladder costs $25. Let's go up, all right? A bladder costs $25. And that's for, thank you. Okay. And that's for how many quarts? 10 quarts. So that's fixed. Now, by the way, if you have the CB350, what do you do with the $25? Divide it by 4. So we're talking 650 or something, whatever, 6 1/4. So, but let's base it on this. You can do the math, right? All except 3 of you can multiply. So it's $25. That's a fixed cost. Now, let's add 10 ounces of vanilla. How much is that? I don't know, 10 cents? 10 ounces of vanilla. So you're going to pay $6 for 34 ounces, 35 ounces. So $6 for 35 ounces is how much an ounce?
That's 60.
How much?
About 60 cents.
60 cents? Is that right? Okay, so we have 60 cents. That's for the vanilla. What else? Let's take a very expensive product to make. No, that's nothing. Let's go with Bailey's. All right? We add 2 175s of Bailey's. That's a lot of expense. I pay $18 for a bottle of Bailey's. So let's go with Bailey's. That's probably the most expensive ice cream I make. So we have Bailey's. Bailey's is going to cost us, let's go with $40. How's that? $40? Okay, so that's the most expensive ice cream. Most of you don't even make that. Just for comparison, you said chocolate chip, right? Okay, chocolate chips are going to cost you the mix and another $2. Chocolate chips,
What about those premium ones you got back there?
$3.
Oh, okay.
Pick another ice cream. M&M we made yesterday. M&M, what'd we use? We used some chocolate chips and M&Ms and mix, right? And vanilla. So the M&M, God, that box, $30. We get some, how many pounds? 25 pounds, $1 a pound. And we used 4, how many pounds was it did we measure out? 4 pounds. So that's $5. And the chips, another $2. So that's $7. Nothing costs you what Bailey's cost you. This is the, let's figure it on this. Everything else will cost you less. How's that? So to make a batch of ice cream is going to cost us $66. Fair enough? 60.
Is this St. Brennan's?
Yeah. $66. And how many gallons do we get out of it? 7. Bailey's. Now the more ingredient quantity you put in, the more you get back out. Bailey's, we're putting in a gallon of Bailey's, so we're going to get 7 gallons of ice cream. So $66 for 7 gallons. Keep a calculator out, all right? Who's going to be the calculator person? Why don't you be the calculator person? Okay, Janice, you're the calculator person.
Hold on, I gotta get that calculator.
Oh,
Does
boy.
that one always yield 7, not 6?
All right, what?
Does that one always yield 7, not 6?
Yeah, we always get 7 out of Bailey's.
Okay.
Yesterday, we were getting 7 out of a lot of them, weren't we? And boy, where do you see how good that is? It's like a free one. So we get $66 it costs us for 7. I'll tell you what, let's round up. Let's say it cost us $70, just so we can figure it easier. So $70. So we've added in a little extra for the mix, a little extra for the vanilla, and a lot extra for the total. So $70 for 7 gallons comes to $10 a gallon. So it costs us $10 a gallon. Now it gets fun. You're going to make 10 serving. How many ounces in a gallon? 128. Don't forget that. It's going to be 128 forever. So you're going to get 10 servings of ice cream out of a gallon. So 10 servings at $5. You'll make $50 a gallon. Yeah, wow, I just heard wow. So every gallon you make is $40 profit on food costs. Anybody do percentages? Anybody good on percentages? A gallon costs you 10, you're making 50. What kind of percentage are you working on?
20.
How much?
20. Food cost 80 in profit.
80. 80% profit. Come on. 80% profit. I know you got rent and electric and employees, but when you start with food costs, 80% profit. There's nothing in the world like that. Bottled water you can't get for that kind of profit. Now, if you're going to, now that's the most expensive ice cream to make. So everything else you're going to make more, obviously, right? So instead of making $50 on a gallon, instead of making $50 on a gallon, you'll make $70 on a gallon. And if you go with Schmoreos instead of Oreos, you'll make even a few dollars more. Don't do it, but you will. Now, what does it cost to buy ice cream? Well, I can tell you because I buy it every week. Buying ice cream comes in 3-gallon tubs. And each gallon will cost me anywhere between, there's different levels. It's not the same price, which is unfortunate, but they price their ice creams on the exoticness of their ice creams. So it goes anywhere from $37 to $44 for a tub of their ice cream. So let's go with, I don't care, pick one. How much for a tub?
40.
$40. So a 3-gallon tub is $40. Divide 3 into 40, what do we get? 13? 13 is 39, right? So let's go with 13. So instead of $10 a gallon, it's costing you $13 a gallon. So if it costs you $13 and you get the same 10 servings at $5, so it's $50 to 13, so you're making 30, how much? $37 a gallon? Wait.
Costs you $13 a gallon.
So instead of 80% profit,
74.
74. 74% profit. That's if you buy ice cream. And by the way, any ice cream you buy will never cost you this much. They're the expensive ones. You can go into Sam's Club and get 3 gallons for like $13. It's just stupid cheap. But don't sell that. But a reputable ice cream, which I haven't found, by the way, until I found them. Yes?
Your $5 that you charge is high end or medium?
In the world?
Yes.
Good question. If you're on the Atlantic City Boardwalk, if you're in Midtown Manhattan, if you're on Catalina Island, if you're in Vegas on the Strip, $5, I think you'd be killing you. You'd be shooting yourself in the foot. There you can justify, those places you can justify $9 ice creams. But you try to sell $9 ice creams here, cobwebs in your doorway. I think $5, see, $5 is a starting point. If you're besieged with people at $5, if you're getting 400 people a day at $5, 2 things come to mind. Hey, I should raise my price. Why? Just go to the bank more often. If you're seeing that many people and you're so successful at $5, yeah, I'm shortchanging myself. Go to the bank more often. It's okay. You're making boatloads of money. When you see your profit margin slipping, then you have to reassess things. If you see your profit margin falling down at $5 an ice cream, well, you got a problem. I don't think you'll have a problem. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Yes, there's a retirement community up there, but look at where I am. Look at all the people who live around here. They're not my customers. So the word spreads. I think $5 is perfect to start. If in 6 months you're really doing well and I wouldn't change it. I didn't change $5 for almost 8 years. Everything was great. $5 was great. Then those damn chocolate chips went up in price, and I realized that all my costs are going up, so I went to $6. So $6, and I'll never go above $6, by the way. I don't think ice cream's worth more than $6 a cup if you're not in Midtown Manhattan or on the boardwalk. I wouldn't spend it. The perceived notion of ice cream to me is around $5. If you go to Haagen-Dazs, it's $7 and change for a cup of ice cream that we charge $6 for. When I went to $6, I was really scared. I thought, oh my God, they're going to kill me. Nobody's going to pay $6 for an ice cream. And the first, 2 weeks, maybe a week, 10 days or so, I had a few, very few, but I had a few, I thought it was $5. Oh, $6? But that's it. It's okay at $6. It's worth $6. We give you a lot. And when we went from $5 to $6, I said to the girls, pile it on. Because look how cheap it is. Your product is the cheapest thing you got. Ice cream is the cheapest thing you got. That's why I have a freezer full of giveaways. Give them away. Who cares? If I have a table of 6 people, once they bought their ice cream, I have no problem saying to Loretta, give me a big cup of the new stuff that we made, whatever the new thing is. Put it down with spoons and have them try it. Who cares? Your product is your cheapest commodity. Certainly cheaper than employees and food costs and all that. So this allows you the leeway to do a wheel, to give ice cream away, to give samples away, not samples at the register, but samples at the table. And I like to do that. I like to get a cup of ice cream, put it down and say, hey, try this, we just made this. And then they'll tell you what they think of it, or who cares, it's good. But it's goodwill.
It's one question. So that's so your adult ice cream costs the same as the regular.
Same price. Yeah, Steve told me not to do that. But look, you know what that's like? That's like, forget if we had adult ice cream, having regular ice creams. So for vanilla, should I charge less than for vanilla chocolate chip? That doesn't make sense to me. So it all evens out. Yeah, the adult flavors cost me more. But if I base my profit ability on the adult flavors, everything else is just way better. Way better. When I make anything, raspberry chip, vanilla, my good chocolate that we made yesterday, M&Ms, this goes way up, way up. So that's it. And that I told you about the ice cream that I buy because it's okay to do that. If you found great ice cream, you can sell their ice cream. I never just sold someone else's ice cream. And until this year, I never sold anything but my own. But I couldn't keep up. Danny wasn't making ice cream. Loretta wasn't making ice cream. Rose certainly wasn't. None of them were. It was me. And I got to tell you, just to be really honest with you, I bought a house on the beach, and I want to be there, not here making ice cream. I like it there. So I go there. And I cut my ice cream making down, and I use their ice cream. Their ice cream is great. You'll taste it today. It's fine. It's almost, if my ice cream is 100, theirs is 98. It's that good. It's because of the butterfat. Makes up for a lot of stuff. And they're all natural ice creams. They don't use any crap.
And they use higher content butterfat, right?
It's higher content, yeah.
4%.
It's 4% higher. And you think 4% doesn't mean anything. When you go to the refrigerator, you want to drink skim milk or regular milk. That's the difference. Skim milk is, regular milk is good. Even how about 2% to regular milk? Big difference. I want that regular milk. I don't want 2%, and I certainly don't want skim milk. Skim milk. Gag me with a spoon. So that's the whole deal on ice. Yes?
Why don't you sell any dairy-free? Don't care?
I don't care. I don't sell dairy-free. I sell nuts in ice cream.
Yeah.
I have custard with eggs in it. Janice, it's dessert. It's dessert. You want to eat cottage cheese and yogurt, go somewhere else. This is dessert. It's dessert. We're not here serving Melba toast with spread on it. It's dessert. It's a treat. It's a joy. Show me somebody who eats Dannon yogurt and says, oh, this is a joy to eat. I'm happy as a clam. No, they eat it because of the health reasons. Nobody likes it. Cottage cheese. My wife eats cottage cheese. That's vile.
I love cottage cheese. I love cheese.
What would you rather eat, cottage cheese or ice cream? Hello?
I'd rather eat ice cream.
Of course. As a matter of fact, can you think of anything you'd rather eat than ice cream in the whole world?
Well, I think it's more not would you rather, but some people just can't handle ice cream.
Nonsense. In moderation, God made us to handle these things. Nut allergies, you know who has nut allergies? Nuts. That's who has nut allergies.
Or panicky weather.
Lactose intolerant? Wait. That's lactose intolerant. It doesn't happen. You know what we get? Stay tonight, you'll see it. Do you have any, what's it called without lactose? Dairy-free. Do you have any dairy-free ice cream? No, I'm sorry. Oh, all right, can I have the butter pecan? And, oh, it happens every night. And they walk over to the table and they clean out that butter pecan. They eat every ounce of it. They go home. That's it. Sugar-free. Do you have sugar? Do you have sugar-free ice cream? No, I'm sorry, we don't. All right. Chocolate chip? And they go and eat it. Every night. I would say, just being a human being in this business, I would say that 95% of the people who claim to be intolerant to something aren't.
Yeah, I get that.
It's so, and the millennials, you know what they're ordering? Steve sells, Steve professes it now, fat-free ice cream.
White bumper.
I mean dairy-free ice cream. Dairy-free, there is no such thing. You can't have dairy-free ice cream. Ice cream is dairy. But they're making this product with who knows what. What is it?
Almond milk.
Almond milk, soy milk, coconut milk. Come on, give me a break. It's dessert, damn it. It's ice cream. Let me tell you this.
Who made coconut?
There's 7 billion people on the earth. You've heard this a million times from me. Everybody likes ice cream. But let's say that we have allergies and diabetes and lactose. Let's say we have all these problems. And out of 7 billion people, 1 billion people have these problems. 1 billion. 1 billion people. There aren't that many people in this country. 1 billion people across the world have these problems. Okay, eat something else. The other 6 billion are coming to your store. It's okay. If it was up to me, I would put a sign out front, no sugar-free, no nut-free, no this, no. But you can't. You can't be negative. But people ask all the time, and you know what they do? Then they choose something and buy it anyway. We sell, which we're going to make today, orange sherbet, orange cream ice. And when people say, do you have anything without dairy? The girls tell them, no, but we have orange cream ice. It has less dairy in it. And they say, okay, I'll have that. Come on, give me a break. If you can't have dairy, you can't have dairy. It's up here. The nut allergies are nuts. So no, to answer your question, I don't say, and I never will. I could sell sugar-free. As a matter of fact, they make sugar-free ice cream. And it's good, but I won't sell it. Okay? Enough said there? Did I make my point? Sugar-free ice cream. Give me a break. Okay, so by the way, this is important. Do you see that you're going to make money? Does it register that you'll make money? Every gallon we made yesterday, we're making $50 on it. How many gallons did we make yesterday? We made 7 bladders. We made 50 gallons. When we sell those 50 gallons, now, how much is 50 times $50? $2,500. That's okay. How many gallons do we sell in a night, you might want to know? We sell about 20 to 25 gallons in a night. Now, hang on, hold on. I can't say that we sell that much, but at the end of the night, up on the drying ledges are 20 gallons. So some of them were half full, some of them just had a little bit in. But if you average it every night, yeah, that's 20 gallons. 20 gallons that I have to replace by making ice cream. So that's how many. So 20 gallons, and we're making $50 a gallon. So we're doing okay. Oh, how can I impress upon you? This is simple stuff. Ice cream is simple. Buy the cream. Put it in your machine with good stuff. Get the ice cream and sell it and take the money and pay your sales tax. Take the money and on Mondays put it in the bank. It's simple. You can have a POS system. You can have an automated this. You can have a walk-in fridge. You can do any of that stuff. I want you to make money right away. I want you to do what I did minus my mistakes. And if you, what's today? Where are we? June, middle of June. We're in the middle of June. You can each have a store open the doors by Labor Day and make money. That's how simple this is. By Labor Day, you can be in business with an ice cream store and your customers will come in Labor Day weekend. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? All it takes is buying some equipment, finding a place. I showed you how to find the place, and I guarantee that's what I would do if I were in your city. I would find the place, an old shopping center. Find a place, call Steve, order your machine, 6 weeks out, I think somebody said. He'll deliver it. Go in there, get your friends, paint it up, paint the floor, get some things for the walls. Certainly under 15,000, and you're ready to open your doors. Now, what about designers and architects? You don't need it. What about building out and get some of your friends? Because if you put a sign, ice cream, on the road wherever you decide to open with an arrow, they'll come in and they're not going to say, look at this, not even any carpet here. They're not going to do that. These tables, they don't even match. Christ, what's that on the wall? I don't know who that is. What is this, old stuff? Nothing matters. Nothing matters. But you can have your chest out knowing that you make what? The best ice cream in the world. You know that now, right? You made ice cream yesterday. How was it? It was effing great. And that's my recipes. Imagine your recipes. They're going to be even better. And we only made 6 things yesterday. Today we'll make another 5. That's it. You've tried 11 things. Well, they were good, but what about all the other hundreds? They're all great. They're all great. You can make them. You can buy a machine. You can get your friends to help paint or just do it yourself. Whatever it takes, open your doors. And as far as the rules and regulations, trust me, they'll come. They'll come. What is that called, a brownout? They'll come to your place. Hey, you need that license for blah, blah, blah. Oh, how much is it? Well, it's $85. Can I pay you? Yeah. Write them a check. Did you register this with blah, blah? Do you have a this, blah? No, what do I have to do? Here's what you have to do. Okay, I'll do it. And that's it. It's commerce. It's commerce in America. Try to do this in Iran. That ain't happening. Try to do this in his country. A lot worse. What's going on here?
Power surge.
Power surge. We have a storm coming. I need your generator, sir. Anyway, that's it. It's not even July 4th weekend. And if I came to your city, we'd be open Labor Day weekend. That's what you're here for, isn't it? To be there? Well, all it takes to get there is initiative. Nike has it down pat, don't they? So that's it. You can be open Labor Day weekend. Wow. I can be doing this Labor Day weekend. It's unbelievable. That's how simple it is. You now have the tools to do this. It's up to you whether you want to do it. But there it is. It's simple stuff. Okay, enough preaching. Everybody okay on the profit you're going to make or how you're going to get customers so far? Okay. Okay, we're going to finish up because I am hungry. Okay, pricing. Here's what I wrote on pricing on the page. That's it. That's what I think I can't tell you anything else. That's what I think you should do. $5. The only thing you'll find on $5 is it's too cheap.
Oh.
But that's okay, because at $5 you're going to be making a boatload. That's okay to be too cheap. So it's okay. And by the way, when I went from 5 to 6, I included the sales tax, and I figured, well, I'm increasing my product only, 3/4 of what I'm actually
Right.
increasing it, so it's okay. All right, employees, finding them, interviewing them, keeping them. The first two you can forget about. I'm the worst in the world at finding them and interviewing them. I think everybody deserves a shot. And they tell me, no, that's not right. Because when you put an ad in the paper, you get the 46-year-old single lady who smokes and she's got a beater of a car and grandma's watching the kids. And that's just not going to happen, because you're going to have problems all the time with, oh, my kid's this, or oh, my kid's that, or oh, my car this, or oh, my car that. So I interview them here, and I think, well, give them a shot. She needs the money, but you can't. It just doesn't work. What we found works the best is the college. There's a college in Leesburg, and they have worked out the best because they have friends who'll do it. So when you get a good one, how about your friend? And then when you also get a good one, their friend comes in and they're better, so you get rid of the other one. It's a good source. It's an ongoing source. There's tons of kids there. And they like working. I'm only open at night, so they go to school in the daytime. They don't mind working at night. And they have no life, so they work the weekends.
Will you ever open beyond the 4-hour window, or you always 6 to 10?
Always 6 to 10. How hard is it?
Yes,
Don't need you anymore, thank you.
that's it.
That's it.
You just have to be
Compensate,
careful how you,
give.
yeah.
No.
You can change. Okay, and then you.
Yes.
Next one.
Yes, that's right.
Fire at
Right.
will, it's called.
Nice.
Right.
Oh, we have.
And also, in Florida, I don't have to hire anybody I don't want.
You don't
Let
have
them.
contract.
And tattoos.
Tattoos, I can't do tattoos, but I'll go to court on those things. If they want to sue me or something, I'll go to court on tattoos. I don't think it looks good at all. Not for my clientele.
Yeah.
Maybe there's places where tattoos, now for instance, I want to open up in Daytona Beach. The place I found is from here to that white car to a tattoo place, a very nice tattoo place. And, I don't know, will I change my mind? I don't know. Right now I can't get over the tattoos.
You can hire and fire at will.
In Florida.
And you know what, Amanda? Common sense is gonna take you all the way there. If you why would you fire somebody? Well, they smell. That's a pretty good reason. Can't have you if you smell, and they sue you. Well, come on, I take a shower. No, you smell. And I'll go to court on that. I'll hire it. I'm the easiest guy to get by. I think anybody can or should work here because they need a job. But Rose, whenever I interview here, she sits there and she'll do this. Well,
You know,
I think they're all good. Everybody deserves a shot. But when you come to an interview and your fingernails are dirty,
Yeah.
or
Best foot forward.
or you come into the interview with kids, it's not going to happen. Keeping them. I'm great at keeping employees. How do I keep employees? I'll tell you the one secret to keeping employees that will make you the king of your store. And it won't cost you a dime. Whoa. You see at the register there's a tip jar? You noticed that, right? And what's it say on it? All tips for the girls, and this time it's Make-A-Wish. Every night, we get between $20 and $30, well, between $20 and $40 in tips there in the night. It's pretty good. And at the end of the night, nobody takes it. It stays there. When the person does the register, they do the register tape, they add up all the money, and then they put the tip money on top of that, and they write how much is we made that night and how much in tips. So it'll be $930, and that's what we made and the tips. I take all the money, and Mondays I make a deposit, which you saw yesterday. I make 2 deposits, the deposit for Mystic Ice Cream and a deposit for the tip account, which is my name. It's the tip account, and the girls know me at the bank. And I let that sit. Every week that gets added to, and it sits and it sits and it sits. The first week in June and the first week in December, I take all the money that's in the tip account out in cash. And I do my calculations. Loretta gets 30%. Rose gets 30%. She's here every night. Danny gets 20%. The karaoke guy gets 10%. And I do this for everybody who's here. Some people only get 5%. Some people get 20%. Whatever I think it should be. And then I take an envelope and I put the money in. Well, you know what the money is? Loretta gets about $1,000 cash every 6 months. And that's better than $12 a night. $1,000 in cash. She gets it for Christmas, December 1st, and she gets it June. We just gave it out. And I take half of the money from the tips and I give it to a charity. For years it was hospice, the local hospice, because they took care of my mother. But it doesn't matter. I decided to Make-A-Wish because it sounded like something good, you know, and I use the local one, Orlando, not the national one. Anyway, so I write them a check. And I don't deduct it from my taxes. I know it's wrong. Glinda says it's wrong, but I just do it. Send them a check, give the girls their money, and move on. And you're like a hero. The first week in June and the first week in December, you're giving out thousands of dollars to these people in cash. No taxes, no nothing. They don't have to report anything. It's cash. It's a good thing. Doesn't cost you a penny. Not a penny. That's pretty good.
And why you said June? Just because of the...
Well, because I want to do it twice a year. Now, by the way, if an employee quits or is fired a week before, they get nothing. And everybody knows it. So nobody's quitting here in May or August or November. Nobody quits then. It's good money. Even Jimmy, who comes in twice a week for karaoke, he gets $500. That's pretty good.
And you're open every month, you're not closed? You don't close at all?
You don't-
Seasonal?
Not
Yeah.
seasonal.
No, don't be seasonal.
Okay.
I don't care if you're in Maine or Canada. Don't be seasonal. Is ice cream good in January? Yeah, it's real good in January. How is it in July? Oh, is it better in July than January? No, it's ice cream. It's good all the
Do you
time.
see maybe not in Florida?
Yes, we're seasonal.
Oh, okay.
We have snowbirds.
Uh-huh.
And they leave here of my worst months of the year. Why is everybody up and moving around? It's lunchtime, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's 12:30. I need somebody who's going to get the lunch, by the way. An honest person.
What's the worst? What's your worst month you're about to say?
My worst month here, September, October, November, December. Though that's my downtime. It's very slow. Just is. That's the way it is. All right, gather around. It's time to work in the kitchen now, and let's see what you got. First of all, everybody put on an apron. You should never be in your kitchen working without an apron. And I know some people don't like it, don't like the look of it, but believe me, do it. Not only will it protect all your clothes, but your customers if they ever see you, or it's just a professional attitude, so do it. All right. First thing we're going to do is prepare the recipes in order that we're going to be making today. So I've got them, and what we're going to be making is bay leaves, key lime, raspberry chip, and M&M. And the way to do this is to lay them out over here in order so that you have an efficient way of doing things. And how we're going to do it is we'll make an order card here so that we have them. The first one we're going to make is Bailey's. It's very simple. It is an adult flavor, so if that's not your thing, don't do it. The next one is key lime, but we're changing it today. We're going to make it key limon. And this is good for you to know. I went to buy the key lime filling yesterday, and I went to 4 stores. They don't have it. It's a summer item, and I guess they're not in stock yet. So what I did was I bought lemon pie filling in addition to 2 cans of key lime pie filling. So what we're going to do is we're going to cross-pollinate a little bit. It'll work out fine. It's adapting. Then we're going to make raspberry chip, perennial favorite, and we'll follow up with M&M. M&M, you'll learn a lot about candies. What we do with M&M, you can do with 100 different candies. It's simplicity at its best. You need one piece of equipment, which you'll have anyway. And then what we're going to do, we'll do this right now. We're going to prepare rum raisin to make in a few days. The reason we're doing that is because on the counter here you see the rum raisins, the raisins that are about to become rum raisins. They have to marinate. They don't have to, but if you want good rum raisin ice cream, you marinate them. And we're going to use golden raisins. I've always used golden raisins because they're sweeter and they're plumper. You ever get raisins, those black ones or brown ones, they're shriveled up and they're hard? You don't want that in your ice cream. People right away say there's a bug in my ice cream. So you want rum raisin made of golden raisins. And remember, you can buy Schmum made, or you can spend the extra 30 cents and get Sun made. Do it. This is your product. You're each going to make the best ice cream in the world according to you. This is what's important. Don't skimp on anything. You saw the profit in this stuff. The profit is off the charts. So the difference in buying Sun-made raisins at $4 a box or Walmart raisins at $3.29 a box, just don't do it. You're going to get lesser quality product. So in anything you do, you can buy Oreos to make Oreo cookie ice cream, or you can buy Schmoreos. What are you going to do? It's up to you. But if down the road you want to tell people, yes, I make the best ice cream in the world, and I do, then this is what you got to do. You can't skimp. All right, enough preaching. All right, so we said we're going to make rum raisin. Here's the recipe for rum raisin. All the recipes are on these cards in a nice card file, and we use golden raisins, as you can see, and dark rum. So we have to marinate them. I've got the raisins here, and we'll add the last box. This will give us 45 ounces, so that is 16, 32. It's 2 pounds and figure 13 ounces. And I've divided them up into 2 because I usually make double batches of everything. If you've got the smaller machine, just divide everything we're doing by 4. Because this is a 24 quart, you're using a 6 quart. So it'll be 1/4 of everything. And that goes all down the line with product, with additives, or whatever. All right, so we're going to add, now don't be scared. We're going to add Caribbean rum. I like the dark Caribbean rum. It gives the rum raisin a slight tinge in color. Normally everything we make, because it's homemade and we don't use additives or colorings, everything is white or beige. This will give you a rum raisin a little hint of bleeding raisins. And we're going to split this up into 2 parts. So we'll do roughly 4 cups in each. And then we're going to pour it into this one. And we'll put the rest in this one. These are going to marinate for minimum of 2 days, maximum of whatever you want. It can't go bad. I've left them for a week. I've left them for 10 days. But a couple of days at least. After you've got them in there, give them a little stir to get the alcohol in all. And of course, they will absorb most of this. You can see that the alcohol is sitting pretty loose all around it. By tomorrow, you won't see most of that, and the day after tomorrow, you won't see any of it. The raisins will absorb it, and that's what's going to make your rum raisin ice cream so good, they'll be clamoring for more. And dark Caribbean rum. Now, you don't have to go for the best rum. At this point, rum is rum. Ronrico is a good brand. I've used it since day one. Never had a problem with it. Get the last few drops. Put tops on them. And set them aside. Come back to them in a few days, they'll be absolutely perfect. This might be a good time to let you know, as far as equipment and supplies, the containers we use are Cambro containers. They're 1-gallon containers. As we discussed in class this morning, very specific reason for it, but you see how they're frosted. I made the mistake of buying clear ones because they were on sale, and they simply crack. They crack within a month. So when you're shopping for them, get one is polypropylene, one is polystyrene. I believe these are polypropylene. If I'm wrong, sue me. But these are the ones to get, the frosted ones. They last virtually forever. They don't crack. I've had some of these, and you can see them up here. These are the ones we're going to work with today. And I've had them, some of them, for 8-9 years. I've always used 1 gallon. They're perfect size for what we do. So if you can, start with these. All right, here's the heartbeat of your operation. This is an Emery Thompson. This is a 24 quart. Everything is the same with a 6 quart or a 12 quart or a 20 quart, but just understand, this is the heartbeat. This is where you spent the bulk of your money to open your store. You can get at Bed Bath & Beyond, this one's kind of old and ratty because I've had it for years and years, and so will you. It's just a mat to keep under here to collect spills or whatever. You can use it or not use it. I use it. I always use it. All right, here's the machine. It has 2 hoses coming out the back, and one is it's a water-cooled machine. One is for water going in to cool the engine and then the motor. And then the other one is the warm water coming out that has cooled the engine, the motor engine. It's like a car. All right. It's all closed up now and ready for operation. As you see, this is the way I work. As we finish our last product for the day, we'll break it down, we'll clean it, we'll reassemble it. So that'll be the part that you'll refer to later for the putting together an operation of your machine. Right now, suffice it to say, you have an intake here and all your product. The Emery Thompson is an amazing machine. You can put anything in here. You can put nuts, you can put cookies, you can put anything. Unlike other machines where you're going to have to strain or add them at the end, nobody wants Snickers ice cream that is merely vanilla ice cream with pieces of Snickers in it. In this machine, you can add anything to here. Rocks even. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use these today. These are the Cambro 1 gallon, and we're going to put them down there. We're also going to take a lid here, and you'll see why, and we're going to have a 1-quart container there, and you'll see why as well. We'll keep the spatula up here. These are the things you've got to have on hand when you're making ice cream. Really simple. All right, are we ready? We're ready. All right, we're going to start with using one of these bladders. The recipes that I do use 1 full bladder for each batch. If you've got the 6-quart, then you're simply going to cut this in a quarter. This is 10 quarts, you're going to use 2.5 quarts. Now, they are a little unwieldy until you get used to it. And sometimes if you're a short person, you might have a little problem handling them. They made a product that was supposed to help you to do it. I don't like it, but I'm going to show it to you. Wait right there. This is what they made. I don't think it's good at all. And the theory is this goes in here, and the neck goes through this part here. I think you're more apt to drop the darn thing by using this, so I don't use it. If you want it, come to the next class, it's yours. All right. This is very important because you've got to transfer this into that. I've done it 50,000 times, so it's not hard for me, but you'll get it. It's just a little, I'll tell you what, focus. Don't think of other things when you're doing it. You don't want this on the floor. You don't want leakage. Just focus. That's all you got to do. And here's how we're going to do this. We're going to lift it up by the neck and choke it. And then we're going to pop the top off. Now, if you lay this down again, of course, you know what's going to happen. It's going to spurt out. So grab it, and don't just lay it in this hand, but grab it in the hand. Because when you come over to the machine, this hand that's grabbing it is the key. Now, also, don't let go of the neck. So we're going to put it in, and then by grabbing it, we have control on the back end. Very important. Some people just lay it there, and that's not going to get it done. Now, you can see the good flow here. As soon as it starts to ebb a little bit, get the neck in the machine, and then squeeze from the top. You'd be surprised. After a year, you're going to get another 15 cents worth of product. Just kidding. And that's it. Now you're good. Now it's in there. Now also what you're going to do a few times till you learn is you're going to have this door open when you start pouring. Don't do that. If you open this door now, woo, it's all over the place. So don't do that. All right, so we are ready to go. Now what I do is I take my recipe card and I look at what I need. I want all the product, all the ingredients on the cart before we make ice cream, before you start the machine. It's very easy if you've got 5 or 6 ingredients to forget, start the product, get it rolling, and oops, I forgot that. So take your, and I still do it as often as I've done this, and I've made this flavor for 10 years. As often as you do it, put the product, the ingredients on the cart before you start. We're going to take 2 bottles of Irish cream liqueur. Now, the recipe is called Bailey's. You don't have to use Bailey's because Bailey's will cost you $30 to $40 for a bottle of this. These are $17. And because you're mixing it with cream, it's okay. I've tasted, maybe 5 or 6 different Irish creams. This is the one I went with, and I've always gone with it. This is St. Brendan's Irish cream. It's very good, but where you are in the country, you may have others. Try them. If you like the taste of them out of a glass, then it'll be fine in your ice cream. If you think it's bitter or you don't like it, don't use it. There's plenty on the market. All right, we're going to add our vanilla, and we are ready to roll. This switch over here turns the motor on and starts the spinning of the mixer inside. Then this one is the refrigeration. So the first one we turn on is this. Now we're going to add our vanilla first. And remember, if you've got the smaller machine, add 1/4 the amount of vanilla. I use 1 ounce per quart. So I've got 10 ounces of vanilla. If you have the smaller one, 2.5 ounces. Then we're going to add, according to the recipe, we're adding 2 of these. Sounds like a lot, but remember, this has cream in it. It's Bailey's Irish cream. It's not like you're adding straight liquor. I like to add all the ingredients as the machine is running. I feel I get a better blend. Also less stress on the motor, I think. All right, we're ready to start this. I have a timer. These machines don't come with timers. Obviously, Steve explained why. It's useless. I have a timer here that counts up how much time has elapsed since I started the refrigeration. The reason I have an up timer instead of a down timer is I like to just look over and see how much time has elapsed since I started it. I know that this is going to take about, the first batch of the day, this will take about 12 minutes. If we were doing the same batch at 3 o'clock in the afternoon after having worked all day, probably 9. It's that big a difference. But first batch of the day, the machine isn't cooled off, the temperature in here hasn't dropped enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to start it. And you can hear the compressor come on now, so that way you know you're good. Also, what I like to do is just a glance and make sure that the water is coming out of the machine, which it is. It always has. All right, now what we're going to do is prepare the labels, and then we'll start to prepare the next batch so that we're efficient today. You don't, in the beginning it's fun, and it still is fun for me, but I don't want to be here 9 hours. I have a life. Okay, we've got the labels here on the lids. The girls do this for me the night prior. And what we're going to do is we're going to take 6, which will represent this batch, and we're going to put a B for Bailey's, and then today's date on here. And that's required by the inspectors. They want the date of your product so that they're sure that you take the earliest one first. So we'll do this for 6 of them. Now also, go for the next one. Save a little time. Take another 6 and put, that'll be for key lime. The ones for Bailey's we'll put on the cart, and we're all set. All right, as you can see, the next one we're going to make is key lime. Key lime. 10 quarts of mix, and remember, if you've got the 6 quart, just divide it by 4, which would give you 2.5 quarts of mix. Sugar, key lime filling, Key West lime juice, and today, as I said, we're going to make this a little different. We're going to tweak it a little bit, which in your store, don't forget, you're the master. Nobody knows what went into making this or how you did it, why you did it. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take key lime and make it key limon, and you'll see how we're going to change it a little bit. So the first thing we're going to need, it says 88 ounces of key lime pie filling, which is this. Once again, Duncan Hines, you don't want to use Schmee lime pie filling. So we've got 2 cans of this. These are 22-ounce cans, which means that we need 4 cans. So what I've got, because I couldn't find the others, I've got lemon. So we'll make a little mixture here. Not to worry, it'll be great. Okay, we've got that. We need 36 ounces of sugar. Sugar, I keep in the same containers as these, but they're not 1 gallon. They're the large ones, and I'll show you that here. This is a Cambro container as well, and it's 22 quarts. And it's got our sugar in it. We've got a little scale here, and we're going to put this on the scale, turn it on, and then we're going to measure 36 ounces of sugar in it. And for those in the back row, 36 ounces is 2 pounds, 4 ounces. Okay, 2 pounds, 4 ounces we have. So we have key lime pie filling and lemon, 88 ounces, 36 ounces of sugar. Now we need lime juice, and we'll switch lime juice, lemon juice in accordance with the cans that we're using here. Which means we're going to use 12 ounces of lime juice, 12 ounces of lemon juice. And these are perfect. Once again, you can use cheap stuff or you can use the good stuff. Real lime, real lemon juice. It's up to you. I think a few batches will convince you to use the good stuff in everything. All right, so as before, we've got all our ingredients laid out in front of us and we're ready to go. Now, what would I do at this point? I would check the machine, make sure the ice cream is working as it should. I normally do a little taste. These are just lids from other things. This one's actually a lid from the large size Nutella, and I accumulate a lot of those because I'm always using them. All right, the machine that's simply outstanding. Let's check the consistency. Now remember, this one has alcohol in it, so it's never going to firm up as much as something without alcohol in it. But it'll be enough so you can take it out not soupy. I always tell my students, when it's ready, it'll peak in the bottom. And this one is just about ready. Now you can see that it's just about peaking there, and it's holding a peak. So I'd say we're ready to go about now. We'll go to 45 seconds, make it even. Okay, stop that. Stop the refrigeration. You'll hear the machine come. All right, that was the condenser clicking off. The water will have stopped in the sink at this point, because the only time you need the water circulating is when it's cooling the machine. So we're ready to go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fill our containers, put them on the gurney or cart, which you can get at Harbor Freight for $89. You got to have one. and better plastic than metal. All right, so let's take it out. Now, when we take it out, we're going to go up to the line in there and we're going to zip it across so that we don't spill any. So we're going to go up, stop it at the line, zip it across. Now, here's a tip. When you're filling the containers, don't look at the line, don't look at the ice cream, look at the line. If you look at the ice cream, you're going to go over every time. So look at the line, and then you'll know when to stop. And don't worry if you go over, if you're a little short, you'll get the hang of it. I'm going to go over and get the lids. And we're ready to roll here. That's 5, and now we've got 6. This is why you have the spatula here. You just want to make sure you're getting as much as you can out. Now remember, don't stick the spatula in there. Those blades are moving at 234 revolutions a minute. So when you stop it, now you can get some off the sides and get it coming down. And you're good to go. And there you've got 6 gallons of Bailey's. If you get 12 servings of every gallon, 12 times 6, 72. 72 times $6. You've got $450 worth of product, and it costs you 20, 40, 60 bucks. So you can see that you're going to be rich pretty soon. All right, this is ready. I'm going to put that quart container here in case you're wondering why we had that. That's to catch all the drips left over from this ice cream. And you can see there'll be a little Now while you're working, this could be your reward. It tastes like a great milkshake. All right, these now are going to go in the back in the freezer and they'll be added to the inventory. Very important that you don't forget that, even though I do have the girls updating the inventory twice a week.